Hello, thank you for visiting today on this bank holiday Monday, August 29th, 2022. We're going to go out exploring later on today, but I wanted to get this recorded before we left. I had to wait until my husband, he saw that my pencil pot that I color in the patterns with on the tiny stockings, he saw that they needed to be sharpened, so he was using my battery operated sharpener, so I had to wait until he finished that, bless him. And he says, there you go, you have a bouquet of sharpened pencils straight into the cross stitch because we want to go exploring. Falling Snow it's a lot lighter than it looks like on this printout. I did more of the Christmas trees this week, and I'm really loving it. You get all kinds of interesting, you get all kinds of new colors and stuff. It's really a lot of fun. Still loving it. Sometimes I just wish I could, if I didn't feel guilty, this is my silliness, if I didn't feel guilty, I would just focus on one project, but I really like having progress every day. And I feel like I'm missing out if I don't have some kind of progress on my 3 HAEDs every day. So let me show you one more time, and you can see all those gorgeous colors coming in where the Christmas tree, and it's so much fun. So it's such a joy. Let me bend down and get this. The next project, Falling Snow, is by Alan Gianna, and it's 22.13% now. So that's pretty awesome. Mountain Landscape. It's just a photo that Heaven and Earth Designs have made into a pattern. It's lovely. I've just, the bottom is pretty confetti heavy in some places, but overall it's a relatively easy stitch. The sky is amazing, and the dark colors, a lot of the dark colors in the bottom tend to come in quite well, and that is at 22.38%. My focus project is Birds and Blooms. And again, this photo doesn't, this mock-up doesn't do it any justice whatsoever. It's absolutely stunning. And you can't really see the picture. It's so dark in this, but the colors are ever so much brighter. It's such a joy, and I'm really enjoying it. It's just super amazing. The picture I took last night for some reason was really blown out, which was a shame. And this week I worked on tiny stockings. I'm working on this one here, the baby Jesus in the manger. And I've finished it. I've started doing the back stitching. I back stitched his little face, his eyes. I adjusted them slightly because I didn't like the placement of one of the eyes. And then instead of back stitching all of the hay, I decided to use long stitch and make it look a bit more spiky. So hopefully, and yes, I know I should have done the back stitching for the baby, but because of the pattern, I wasn't sure where the baby was in the pattern, the hay was. So I just went ahead and did this. And you can always slide your needle under the stitching you've already done, like under the hay if I need to get around it. And it'll work just fine. It's not a problem. I'm not bothered by it. And I'm sure it will look, I'm super impressed. And I was a bit dubious, and I was like, said on Instagram, what do you think? And everybody's like, oh yeah, it looks good. Well, not everybody. A few people said it looked really nice. And now I'm looking at it with fresh eyes. I really think it's a fantastic thing. And then I've really gone to town on my felt Gingerbread Santa Felt ornaments this week. I have only got to finish one more. I can't remember if I've shown you one of these. I mean, here's Here's the little house. I think I did this one last week, but I can't remember for sure. Oh, it's funny, I started on this one thinking I was just going to work on it a little bit, and I loved it so much I just kept going. And then this one here is finished, and I'm looking forward to being able to, and this is the last one, and it obviously needs to be finished. But after I started on this one after I finished the house, and it was anyway, I started on the gingerbread man and decided that was enough beading for the day. I think I've got a new start coming up, and yes, it's going to stress me out, but since I've got Gingerbread Santa finished beading, should be next day or so, I should be finished beading, finishing that. And I'm not really considering FFOing it to be, or fully finishing it to be a project. It's just something I'll do. But what I've done is I've pulled out my mini evening. Angie Slowly Crafts is on Instagram, is starting her Leonid Afromov, and that's what I've just since I want to start, my husband asked me to ages ago to start Leonid Afromov, and it's this one here. Whoops, sorry for the crumpled paper there. And still, it's the printout doesn't do it justice. And this is what I do when I start a project. I print out the first page, and then I print out a list of the threads or the flosses. And then as I'm kitting it up, you can see where I've done different calculations on there of different fabrics. And to be honest, I don't even remember what fabric. I ordered 18 count for this, so I've just made a note onto it. But what I have is I have it in one of these bags, and when I say it's fully cut up, it's fully kitted up. I've got the fabric already cut. I usually have it labeled in which direction to start it with. And then I have all the threads and needles. Usually the needles. I don't have the needles in this. But I'm ready to go. And I will put one of my homemade needle minders. Oh no, it's already in here. I put a homemade needle minder in this little well here with some a packet of, or a couple packets of needles. I buy them in lots of 50, and I just keep the needles with the project itself. And I'm ready to start. So, and it's already gridded. I've already gridded the fabric with the washable quilting pencil. So that's ready to go, and I'm already all excited about that. And I've got a finish that I did a few years ago, and I found it recently, and it's at, I don't remember what website I got it off of, but this is, it was a free on a website, and I did it, like I said, like 2 years ago, I think it was. And I've just taken some, I will fully finish it with one of my scraps from my fabric, and I've got some quilting scraps, batting scraps here, and I'll finish it into a Christmas decoration soon. And my husband's I'm going to ask my husband, hopefully tomorrow, get one of my antique Singer sewing machines out so I can start sewing things together. There's a few bits and pieces, but they're cast iron, they're very heavy, and so it's one of those things where I need his help, because it doesn't do my back any good lifting something like that. Thank you very much for listening to my my crafting endeavors. And I was going to say, my husband and I went to the beach last night, well, to the local beach, and we went late in the evening because it's touristy, and I took a few photos and videos, and It was absolutely glorious. Walked on the beach and letting the waves, the chilly North Sea kind of running over my feet. And then we sat in chairs on the beach for a little while and watching the sun go down and watching the sea, you know, the stars come out, and listening to the sea starting to come back in. It was a lovely experience. And yeah, little moments like that, just take them and enjoy them and love them. And I'm wishing you all a lovely day. Thank you for visiting, and I will put below some more recommendations. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm still finding, you're always finding new people, because there's always new people coming up on there's always new people coming up on Flosstube, and I've found some really interesting ones this week. You have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye.